So if you look at the front end of the vehicle, you'll see that we actually pay tribute to the past Lincolns, but in a subtle way. So I don't know if you guys can see it. Front view, direct front view if you guys stay here. So if you look at this line, if you look at the line from the mirror, from this line to that crease line, it goes all the way to the front. See these little notches? And then goes all the way to the bottom notches. That forms the 1940s Huawei grill shape. It's typically Lincoln. And also, every line in this car doesn't stop, it continues, and it forms another line. And one thing that you'll see on the headlamp is, we actually made the design on the headlamp to be very sculptural for the sculptural elements, but the actual functional part is mechanical. So we didn't try to combine the two, we actually separated it, so that when you see the design of it, you can appreciate the sculpture by itself and the actual mechanics of it, just like a fine watch. When you look at a fine watch, you got a lot of sculpture, but if you want to look at the movement, that's mechanical. And also, everything about this car, I'm going to move around, about elegant simplicity. If you look at the fog lamp area, do you guys see any lights in there? So when the lights are not lit, it becomes black. It disappears. So functionality wise. And this is the mirror I was talking about. So if you look at that mirror, you don't see the light at all when it's not there. And one of the things that you'll see, this one line that goes from front to back, it's so easy to do with just one radius. So a single radius that's going all the way through the back, it's basically it's simple to do more than this radius itself. So if you look at that crease line going from front to back, it goes from a really tight radius, slowly and gradually grows. So if you get to the end, it becomes a really generous radius. But that's just one line. In order for you to line up that line with the variable radius, it's just hard to do. That's why I keep saying it was such a simple idea, but it's just hard to execute. And same thing with the side view. If you guys could come around to the side. Now as designers, we love to put shapes everywhere, things everywhere. For us to restrain ourselves, to actually just give you a simple line, it was so hard. So if you look at this A-pillar, what we call A-pillar, if you look at this shape, when I open the door, there's actually a similar shape that I talked about. So it's harmonious outside and inside. I can actually put that line on. So if you look at the arc of this A-pillar, it's similar in shape on the center console. So when you see the car outside, you're familiar with it. When you get in the car, you actually see it. But if you see the pass-through, can you guys also pass-through?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so that's what technology does. It frees up design, but also it frees up the functionality of it. And everything in this car, down to very, very small details like I know you're gonna have a chance to see it when you get in it. There's little 2 dots of LED. That's not the dome light, that's actually the switch. It's a capacitive switch we call it, but it's inside the headliner. So when you swipe it, it actually turns on. But when it's not on, right, it should disappear. So, and then on rear end, am I getting feedback? Thank you. Yeah. So on the rear end of the vehicle, it's very clean, very modern. There's only one lamp. And our signature MKZ, what we call a single light. And what was tough is this little small area has to meet all of the requirements that government actually requires you to do, which is really tough to do. But we actually did it on this car. And everything about this line from the rear, even this crease line I was telling you about, it goes from a sharp crease line to actually gradually getting bigger. So we didn't leave those little details just anything. We actually thought about it, we actually worked it. And aerodynamic wise, this is actually the crease line. How many times have you seen a hybrid vehicle that actually has a crease line going from top to bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually to do the aerodynamic right. But the thing is, if you work with the technology, work with the engineers in the beginning, this is in the right place, this radius is in the right place, and this little hidden feature, this little line, is actually the line. But it's hidden. If you design it from the beginning, you don't see it. I think the biggest thing that you guys want to see is the roof. I'm going to try to operate it for you.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah. Amazing.
Okay, one more time. So, as a luxury client, they don't want to compromise between functionality of the vehicle. It's a one-piece glass roof. So there's no seams, there's no break in the surface. It's just one glass. Like I said, it looked simple and it was so hard to do. Let me talk about the glass.